Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago.
Welcome back. For your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place.
This is Divine Sunshine. Thank you so very much for yesterday, the event with the 6/6 event, opening up with the portal. I want to say thank you so very much that you all came, showed up, and showed out. My lips look interesting. We look out for the next one. Hold on a second. There you go. Look out for the next one that's happening, which is 8/8, which is for the Lion's Gate, which is Rebirthing You. Okay. Very good one. Already got people signed up. Angel says she's coming back. Stephanie Gibbs is also going to be talking. I already got lined up. And Erica H is also going to be talking. So we already got it lined up. I'm moving fast. I'm already with the other one. Once that's over with, I'm collapsing. They're going to the next thing. So already got some good speakers already lined up. That's 3. So far they said okay to it. And so that's going to be for the Lionsgate. Outside of who we know as the regulars for that one. So yeah, so we are ready to rock and roll for the next one. So thank you so very much. Special shout out to Ask Matt for putting out a look in the community tab where she puts in her own testimonial about what happened in the event. If you were not there, shame on you. However, the virtual event is still up. I'm going to leave that up probably into the next weekend, from weekend to weekend, and then I'll put it into the vault. And I got both of them simultaneously going at the same time because I got the old one. I never did take that one down. The first one. The second one is going on, so you can really get your feel of that as well. So let me go ahead and talk about, what's this? Okay, so Prince's birthday. Oh snap! Let's kind of get into this. Morning I woke up talking about a song brought to my heart, let's say 244, which is one of talking about Welcome Back Kotter, and I could hear it because the song Welcome Back, the Jesus your ticket out, do 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 do, welcome back, do 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 do. So I kept on hearing it, and I was like, what the heck is this? And so Spirit was telling me there's this DM. So the DMs are coming and talking to me, saying, hey, I want to talk on my behalf. Tell me, so we're back into that game. So I kind of see that the DM energies was kind of like talking to me too as well. It's like, you thought that you were going to do something else, and we're sucking you right back in and say, no, you need to talk to DM about the DMs because you're pretty much the one that we do trust. Not the only one, but we do trust. There's some other ones that they trust, but they know that I do it with a sincerity. I'm very empathic to the divine masculine energies. I do try to be very understanding. I try to say it straight with no chaser, and I don't try to add on to it my own little experiences to kind of taint what is the true, what is actually being conveyed to me, and what's being conveyed to you. So this divine masculine here, we'll call him Mr. Kotter. So you remember the series about Mr. Kotter. If you don't, maybe I'm dating myself, which is it had John Travolta, and so this teacher went off. They thought he was going to make it big or do whatever, and he found himself coming back to the school. So this divine masculine energies, they said it was very twofold. One of them is divine masculine energies felt that, you know what, they were going ahead and go after their dream, get the house, get the wife, get the car, whatever it is, this dream job. And at the same time, he was like telling his people like, deuces, I'm out of here. See you, kiss my ass. I'm going on to the next level. You ain't going to see me back. Well, the old adage say, hey, the same people that you see going up might be the same people that you see on your way back down. And so this is kind of like the overall energies that I'm getting from this divine masculine. He thought he was going to be out, but then at the same time, that's one scenario. But at the same time, this divine masculine might have found himself getting out of the community, of the neighborhood, or wherever he is. It could be anything kind of linked to family, a community are coming together. And he was like, I like deuces, I'm out of here. I ain't gonna see my family no more. Y'all call me the black sheep. Y'all made fun of me, like people in the neighborhood or whatever. It's like, he odd, he weird, whatever like that. And he's finding himself coming right back, full circle back to where he started again. You thought your dreams was a ticket out, but welcome back. They say, we got you on the spot. We got you on the spot. And you know what? And it seems like it means a lot. Welcome back. So my thing is that, you might have thought you were gone. We know we got the finger on the pulse. See, the reason why this person wanted to kind of get away from, why I'm turning around like the person behind me. But anyway, I just like wanted to get out of this situation because they were keeping him in the niche. You know how sometimes, when you're with family members and friends and they keep you in a certain kind of circle the way, and you're like, listen here, I'm growing. I'm much bigger than that. I don't want to keep on being known as Junior. I got a name. My name is Malcolm. Malcolm Little or whatever like that. But you keep on calling me Junior. So sometimes it's like it's a way of that I'm picking up for this person. So maybe I'm picking them up. Is saying, you know what? I'm bigger than this. I'm tired of being called Junior. I have a middle name. I'm named after my dad. I like to be really established by that instead of you trying to establish me back to where I was, and then like people kind of made fun of him. Maybe he might have been short. Something about him is very unique. And, it's like after a while, I could see him like nudging. I could see him with his boys, something like that on the basketball court, and they like playing with him. He like, he tried to laugh at all, but at the same time, it's irritating him because like, come on. So, but at the same time, his friends was like, man, we didn't really mean nothing to. We didn't know it really irritated you like that. Like, why you didn't really say something to us? So Spirit is like, in some ways, is telling this divine masculine, hey, you need to go back and revisit that. You said deuces, but at the same time, like the lyrics in the song say, you need us. You need to come back where you need it. And whether it is that they left the neighborhood, maybe they made themselves good and made a name of themselves, but the neighborhood still needs them because it's something about that they can learn from him. We've always said from the divine masculine energies that it is something that is needed for them to help the rest of his people elevate and grow. They're showing me almost like electricity, and it starts from there and everything. How you touch something, it's got that. They showing me this globe. And you put your little finger on there, it's got electric inside of it, and you move your little finger and everywhere. That's where it makes that connection with the electricity. So that's the same thing they're saying also with the divine masculine. It's like, you're the electricity, and anything that links onto you is going to be able to get that electricity too. And so where you are specifically, your people need you. So I know you thought you was going ahead and making a name of yourself. Some of them left for ego. Some of them, pretty much a good majority of them left because of ego. This is what they're saying. But it's your reasons for leaving there. Some of it is just because I just want to make a betterment of myself. But Spirit is saying some of them, they didn't say kiss my ass, and some of them like Spirit's like fall right back. I'm seeing the ladder, like you falling right back on down that ladder and come back to that, and let's finish that out and let's do it right. Let's do it on the terms of letting them know who you are, where you stand, and then set forth off into the world right. But that's not doing it on the terms that it's like you did it, like whatever it is that he called himself to get out of it. It was a lot of underhanded way of how he had did it. And it might have just been up and left, like, bye, mom, I'm gone. Or he just set forth and say he didn't come back. Some kind of way he did it wrong. And Spirit is like, again, is circling back. Well, that would make sense for this divine masculine energies in this. I'm picking up it's more so in the male body, but it could be a female that he did it in. That is very important that he does that because, again, he's got to make some things right. And with this being a retrograde, it's a lot of so we're doing a real lot of revisiting, whatever, and like April said, to reclaim ourselves. So you got to go back and rewind the tape. You got to start rebuilding, because a big thing, again, I told you about this structure with the divine masculine. Something about the structure is your house is a home, family is a structure, anything that's got by structure, job is a structure, whatever it is, he's got to go back and rebuild that back over again, because he's done it underneath, they say, false terms and false obligations, false agreements, falseness. So if you're going to do it, let's do it right and let people know, hey, this is why I'm saying deuces. So there's a lot of people that left with question mark, didn't understand it. Some of them like to really explain themselves. I'm picking up too from his circle that say, hey man, it wasn't really all that like how you thought it was. You kind of really looked at it in the kind of like a bad way. They're telling me some females that's mixed up in here too. As well, it might have been something, maybe they might have to come back and refill and go back to the family again. Maybe it's like, I told her to kiss my ass, my mom or whoever, because they was just too strict. I couldn't get with it. I just left with no explanation. So they like, you got to come back and revisit that, because in your divine masculine energies, how you showing up in the world, how you are being a leader, is causing a false way. And in order for you to really get this stuff right, it's like, let's clean that up. So when we go into this next leveling, this ascension, this could be done right. That could be left off your table. You don't have any kind of regrets. And let's start off right. So let me look at the overall energies about this Mr. Kotter. Remember you say Mr. Kotter? I just want to say, who is that? That was the, what's that, Washington? It's been so long, I'm going to have to almost watch me a couple of episodes of Welcome Back, Kotter to see that. But I'm going to maybe say, Mr. Kotter. Coming up there sitting on the desk, they used to get on his nerves about that too. So this thing, the main thing is with this divine master, he's got to get grounded and rooted. This is about him getting grounded and roots. Roots means going back to the family, back to the folds, like back to where you came from, back to the hood, like Jenny from the block. Jenny from the block. So you won't have to go back to your roots. Okay, you done denied them long enough. I could see it almost like a movie where he's like, oh, do you know? And they're like, oh, no, those are not my people. I'm not related to them. And it's like, and they looking and saying, what you say? This here, Junior. And then they went back to the name, like, nah, I told you my name is Malcolm Little the Third. And like, listen here, you's Junior. You's always gonna be Junior, because that's what I nicknamed you and named you is Junior. So let's get the overall seeing about what's going on with Junior. That's what this person talking about. I don't want to hear all that highfalutin mess you talking about. You Junior, you gonna stay damn Junior. Don't try with me. Welcome back, Mr. Kotter. So here we have here something about this house here. So whatever this foundation that he has built, again, it looks pretty on the outside, but it is very, very empty on the inside. The lights are on, but ain't nobody home. There's no feeling of home, the sense of home. It looks beautiful, structured, mansion-wise, but whatever it is, it's about to show. So again, this is not where he's at. This is not home. This is why the neighborhood is calling him back, okay? He got lovers in reverse. Where he is, again, there's no love. I'll put that way too, again, but he's moving into the energy of having this really, to me, since it's stone and the statues, a stable, a really love that's really solid. Okay, solid as a rock. So this is what he's moving into, this solidness of being with someone. I would put this live, but every time I do live, I pick up you all's energy. I get to talking. It gets too long, and I don't want it long this time. But I will do it as a premiere. Plus, I want to add on the Mr. Carter song into this too as well. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So you got these lovers here. So again, moving into the energies about really what's been written in stone, which means what's been written in the ages, what's been really carved there. This love, this true love. And in order for him to be able to that, and I'm seeing these doves here, which means to be at peace with what is going on. And this, I see two columns here, which represents the twin flames, really with that mirrored soul, if you want to call it that mirrored soul. Let's maybe call it that way. Mirrored soul that's going on with you, and having that mirrored soul, then you need to, you need to start, it's now moving him into that energy in which he's really saying, okay, I gotta really watch the foundation, really become this balancedness, and even in my energies with the divine feminine and divine masculine energies, and then finding peace as well to this. what's going on in the world here. Let's look and see what's going on with this Mr. Kotter. Welcome back. I can't read because his voice is old. Your dreams was your ticket out. Welcome back. Do 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 do. Polar opposites. Okay, we got my foot mark on this, so this is interesting. Did that take that off? Nope, it's on there. It's on there for life. Okay, polar opposites. He to me is probably showing up in the world very polar opposite. Black. Yeah, he's got, let me get some more clarify. Give me another one on that. He's not, it's like day and night. Take a shot. Yeah, whatever he is wanting is polar opposites. He's acting polar opposite of what he's supposed to be doing. I'm picking up polar also. To me, they're showing me like the world and how the direction, the sense of direction that he's going in. And it's like, again, it's a pull. There's an attraction. There's a certain location he's supposed to be, and he is not there. And there's this pull. Like yesterday with Diana, and she was talking about it with the arms. She's like, pull, like one to the floor, one to the sky, pull. And so this is what it is, and it's pulling him too. That he needs to, it's pulling him because he needs to take a shot, which means you got to really actually make a move. Now you could say maybe with this person, it could be some alcohol involved with this person as well. I'm picking up that's a little bit, he might have that kind of issue too that's going on. What else is it? Again, connections to the modern world. And he feels right now he is stifled. To me, I'm seeing this covering here, which lets me know that this third eye is not really being able to see what's going on. I'm seeing this ring and this glove. Something's being stolen or taken away from him. Them gloves is kind of doing that like diamonds. Really, this moment, in order for him to really be able to shine like a diamond, is really being taken away from him, or he feels like it's taken away, or this moment is being taken away by him not really making the move to make this shot. Because again, he's moving totally opposite of who he is right now, where he's at. And this is why it's calling him to say, you got to be grounded, rooted. You got to watch this foundation. And you got to really start moving into the energies of really being who you are loved. This is why the universe is saying, you got to go back home. You know, like Dorothy. You got to go back to the roots. Because these people know you. I think that's another reason why, again, it's nothing like family. They know how to be able to push them buttons that you don't want to. But then again, they help you to really make sure that you look at yourself. You can't really pussyfoot around with, you know, family members or your friends. They be like, yeah, man, you know, they do that in front of you, and then when you walk away like that, man, that's bullshit. You know, they just call it what it is. That's bull. I don't know who the hell he think he playing with that, you know. And I done watch some of the movies like that. It's like, I knew he ain't had no money, you know. And then when they break down, they acting like, hey, yeah, this everybody can eat off of me, you know. I got you. And then when it gets down to it, you know, you see them and they go to another scene and he back at the hotel room. He ain't got it because he like, I ain't got no big baller shot caller like I used to be. I ain't got no money like that. And so but he's trying to still portray this. This is polar opposite. And some of them, you know, they kind of know. I don't know why I'm seeing this one movie. What is it with Chris Rock? Was it with Daddies or something like that? And whatever it is. I remember it was one of them. And he had no money. And they was like, you know, why you didn't just ask me about that? I knew you didn't have no money. You was struggling. That could also be with Married to the Best Man too as well. I'm seeing that scene too as well. Where he's like, you know, I knew you didn't have no money. I know why you just didn't reach out and ask. You know, that's the same thing. It's like these moments where they're getting you called back, whether it's somebody's marriage or whatever it is, it's divine masculine energies. It's getting called back to the neighborhood, maybe childhood neighborhood, childhood home. Somewhere it is that he's got to go back to his roots to go back again. So it could be, again, maybe he might have been married, he get kicked out, he's divorced, he got to find someplace, and he's like, hey, you got to go back home. you know, to kind of reset yourself so you can be able to refine yourself in the midst of it all. This is what I'm picking up with this Mr. Kotter, because whatever it is, he's being called back home. Okay, because it's some things that he still got to learn. Okay, you thought your dreams was going to be your ticket out, but Source said, no, not so quick, son. You got to come on back. Okay, let's get a little understanding about what's the situation about this divine masculine. What's the situation? Okay, something act as a catalyst. Okay, so the catalyst would be, again, like a soulmate or something, a situation that act as a catalyst to push him. Okay, because we are justice. This is the second time I've seen the word justice being formed here. It's like it's making justice. To me, is to justify, to set right, to set just, to make right. And this is where it is about this polar opposite. This person, is, to me, is being pulled in different directions. And it's almost like, I think about the Earth's atmosphere, about the polars and how it's tilted. And it's not really like, you know, where it is they're showing me this. Well, wherever it is, his position in the world is not the location that it keeps on telling me where he's supposed to be. This is why he's getting pushed to come back home, to help him to get grounded and rooted. Anything else? Whoa, woo. Okay, all right. This telling a lie. This divine masculine is experiencing some depression. It's because of this conflict that's going on in his mind. These polar opposites of this identity of who he is, too. That's going into that overall theme, arching theme that I said about the divine masculine having a personality, a conflict with his identity as to who he is. I'm about to say personality disorder. No, but a conflict of that. His personality is in disorder. It's not where it should be. He's got to move here into action of leadership. Now, this person might have been a leadership even in the world, but you know how you get back to the neighborhood and you get back to that family, they knock that title right on off. That don't mean nothing, and they going back to, like I said, you junior. Say like, but I'm CEO. You know, it don't matter where you go. You go right on back home. You back to that. You go right into that position, right into that whatever the role that you used to, and that's who you are. That's who you are. That's who you be. Because that's what I said you are. So that's it. And his emotions, he's tender. I want to say he's tender because to me, life has beat him. This situation of having him to come back home is a humbling experience. That reminds me of one of the words that I had for the kids. Humble. They didn't understand it. They like, humble mean pride. I'm like, no, humble does not mean pride. Okay, it's the opposite of it. That's the antonym of it. Okay, humble means not to be prideful, not to have pride, not to have ego in it. It's just like, again, it's like to accept, to surrender. This is what it is, seems like to me. I'm seeing some meeting, they saying they've been tenderized. Tat, 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 tat. Life is giving him some knocks. This is why he's gotten to the point that he's like, okay, I surrender. You know what? I can't keep up with the facade. I'm going to have to go home because my money is funny. My finances is this. I just got a divorce. She didn't kind of clean me up or whatever it is like this. Or COVID, like I was talking to my friend from high school. And he was like, you know, I was out there being successful as this person in this role, in this career. But he said once this COVID came, man, it knocked me down. He's like, you know, I found myself using my savings. And I had a nice little chunk up there, and then I found myself that I had to, you know, say, hey, if I want to file unemployment, or am I going to find myself going back to the job that I had because I got a new career, which is more lucrative. But at the same time, the people, because of COVID, the people weren't there. And plus, I didn't feel like I was falling in love with it. Ain't that nice how Spirit drops you the lesson? Just had the conversation with the person about literally minutes before this. And it's like, this is what the Divine Master is going through. And that's it. It's just like, you know, I did and I thought. And so now that knocks you down. You know, hey, he is lucrative. This is a very much of a position that he is. That's very high esteem thing. But he's like, you know what? I'm going to go back and be, work with, you know, in another career, doing something that I love, working with people one-on-one instead of me doing the other thing. And I was like, okay. So this is where the divine masculine was. So life has kind of beat them to get them into submission, to say, hey, you know what, this ain't working. I want to go after something that's truly near and dear to my heart. So again, in his emotions, affectionate. Again, how affection means, again, how is things affecting you? How are there, again, these things affecting you to cause you to get into the place of love as well? Wanting to know that he wants everything underneath the sun, okay? I have the right to have everything underneath the sun. However, this callous moment has gotten him to this point of saying, you know what? To me, when I think of sun and spirit is bringing to me, it's more of a natural thing. Looking at everything, how sun nurtures everything in order for you to be able to have things in nature that grows naturally. There's a process that's not artificial. It's not using no sweetener or no equal or any of those things. They don't mention sweeteners too much anymore. None of that stuff. This is like purely agave, this sugar, pure for the sugar cane, brown sugar that we're talking about here, that has been really cooked. Sun would be the source, okay? The ultimate, this abundance that has been truly not man-made, okay? He's moving in his emotions to understand. He wants truly enjoyment, just like my friend that I talked to and saying about the job that he was on. Like, you know what, that's nice and dandy, but I want truly something that makes me happy, okay? And so this is it. However, in his mind, there has been with this person a conflict, and this is why this catalyst is coming along to push him, to throw him back into. And so really also him going back home to the roots of the neighborhood, to whatever it is that is like at the bottom of the ladder, is going to act as a catalyst to really push him forward. So I'm seeing, and I'm almost seeing also with April, where is the slingshot? And I had a psychic tell me about that, where they're pulling you back to propel you to go forward. So in order for you to go forward as the divine masculine here, he's got to go back. We got to take him way back. We got to have, and they keep on showing me a ladder, like he didn't slide all the way down. So if I think about even the hierarchy needs, he was up there at the top where he thought it was, but he really wasn't. He's in that third one, which is like luxuries and things of that stuff, like material things. He wasn't really up there. They told me like he's like second. Now you didn't slide down your way, because I think it's 4 hierarchy needs. It's got several levels of it. It's 5. And so whatever it is, he didn't slid down. He's at that level right now where it's just the basis, where it seemed like it's good, like my material things is flowing, my finances is good, blah, 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 blah. But now Spirit's like, nope, got to slide you all the way down to step 1. Like, step 1 for real? Yeah, you got to get the basics. You got to start with the basics. Where you going to get the basics training again is at home. You done seen many of those movies that you see a lot of people, they come back and they be like, I'll be damn. And you see why they had to come. I think about like Hope Floats with Sandra Bullock. She was warned too. She had to go home because after her husband had cheated on her, and she went on some kind of show that was almost like the Maury Povich show, and a friend was on there talking, and she's like, why am I on here? She thought she was on there for her husband and talk about that, and find out her best friend was cheating with her husband, and that was embarrassment. So she had to take her, she divorced, she had to take herself all the way back home with her mom and start back over again. And mom was nitpicking on her and talk about her hair looking like she dad and whatever. She found a guy, Harry Connick Jr., and he was riding on her too, but then at the end they fell in love, and she had to rebuild herself back up to be a more stronger woman because her sail was knocked out. That's what we're talking about, that kind of like that kind of storyline. That's the plot that's going on with this divine masculine as well. Let's look and see as far as with the angels. Let's get into solutions. So what is the angel saying needs to be done with this divine masculine? What needs to be done with this divine masculine? Because his family said about, welcome back. You thought you was going to get away from us, but you back with us. You ain't going nowhere. So this is what they're saying for this divine masculine. He's got to pay attention to the red flags, okay? He got to pay attention because it looked like his mind has been kind of blowed out. He's been over-portraying himself like he's all this in the bag of chips. Every time I see is how you present it to the world. She got too much stuff on, too over-exaggerated, too extravagant with the stuff that she got on. Spirit ancestors say they've been talking to him. This person, I really feel like this family is going to be a real strong, helping to have that nice wake-up call. Because I'm seeing the ancestors. And the ancestors might be saying, we're going to have to call him home. Because he's too far out there. Spirit has been, his spirit guides has been working with her. So, you know, and his, I would say, and I would even put this as maybe even her higher self. Higher self is conducting, saying, this ain't working. We didn't talk to you. You didn't say blah, 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 blah. I ain't listening. And so now they're at the point that they're saying, you know what? Knock them down. I try to do it your way. I try to see if you can work your way through it and understand what's going on. But again, this ain't hitting. This ain't hitting. Is my thing gone? Because I heard it. There we go. Right. This ain't hitting. That's right. It's supposed to got a delivery. This not working. Why is this? Why you got to pay attention to red flags, the signs of cautioning you, because where you're going in the polar opposite of where you're supposed to be going. It's because right now what he's doing, he's playing himself small. He's much bigger than that. He thinks he is the opposite. It's almost like a film, you know, like pictures. It's the opposite. What's white is black, what's black is white, and it's flip-flop. So with him, what's going on with him? He's like, well, I am big. But say, no, you're not big in the eyes of God. You're not being really in spiritual as far as a source wants you to be. You're the definition of you done blowed up. I done blowed up. And Spirit's like, no, you ain't blowed up. You done became small. Because you going to by the world's definition about what's going on. Now, when you done blowed up is when you doing what Spirit wants you to do. Now, that's blowing up. So this is not it here. So they say I got this parrot here. He's been parroting everybody else, copying what everybody else is doing, what they think is successful. He ain't found his own voice. He's been traveling with a lot of baggage going on. He's been following old ideologies that's not really been healthy for him. Really where he's at is not stable. And it's crumbling. It's time. Okay, so this is what's going on. And I'm seeing leaves here. So some things has been dying around him and he's just been holding on. You know, and his other self has been telling him, come on, you got to kind of let that go. This is not working. This is not working. So he's got to get like my friend and got to the point and say, this ain't working. You know, I can keep on. But, you know, if I got a problem getting up to get to work or getting up to get to wherever I'm going, then guess what? There is a problem. Okay. That means I no longer need to be in that. I feel like I talk to myself. I no longer need to be doing that. If I got to really stay, come on, you know, I get out this bed and at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a filet of fish meal with fries and iced tea. It's a sweet tea. So, okay, goody. I'm going to reward myself. I'm going to do this work because at the end, I'm going to be rewarded with that. Then you don't need to be doing it. Okay, so now what does Spirit want him? Let's get the solutions for this divine master. It wants him to be the ruler of his own, ruler of one's own wealth. Whatever it is this wealth that it is to me, I'm picking up several ways. Ruler of his own wealth means, again, not according to somebody else's rule, not according to somebody's measurement or assessment as to what is wealth. It's according to what you believe it is. Some of them might be doing things, dealings and business wise that's not really the good thing, and you're doing that. Or you could be working for the man as well, and that's not really your own wealth. It's wealth according to somebody giving you paycheck to paycheck. That might be also something else. But whatever it is, they want him to make it of his own. Okay. Next thing is this duality. They done brought this up. You see me bringing it straight from the pack. Duality. He's got to deal with this. It's like to me they're saying he's living two lives, two separate lives at the same time. He's got to get to the point that he's got to be really true, because you know where we are now in the spiritual walk is not going to allow him to go on to the next level until he really truly practices integrity. This divineness comes with integrity. You got to live right. You can't cheat, you can't cut corners, you can't do any of that stuff. So this duality, there's two ways about how Spirit see he's supposed to be, how he see himself, how he see himself in the world, how he think he's supposed to act is not according with what's truly going on with him. And so this duality has got to stop. Okay. The next thing is directing. Understanding that the Spirit is directing him to go in a specific way. And the Spirit has, and that might be the storm that we keep on talking about, has, with this divine masculine here, has stepped in. It's like, okay, no, we're going to crumble it, and you got to go back to basics. So I'm also getting picked up and say again, if this is your person or whatever like that, it might be a period before he comes into union that he's got to go back to the family to kind of get himself straight before he can go bounce back forward. So he's got to bounce back before he can bounce forward. The same thing like the pulling of the thing. So there might be a little time where things are going to be a little kind of interesting. He's got to go back and reset himself back to factory settings, back to spirit set or source settings, so he could be able to go on and get some new programming on here. The next one is through fears initiates endings to things. So this thing that he's really is saying, the thing that I fear upon is the very thing that came upon. And so these things that he's about to, like, everything will be gone, it'll crumble, it'll be taken away. Spirit's like, yes, we have to do this so we can be able to get you. I'm also feeling the fear of source of knowing that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And this fear factor of knowing that some within me is greater than me, that's saying this isn't it. It's going to cause you to have this ending to it too. Some kind of way that you had gotten this thing because of fear-based actions, because of fear-based reasoning, it's going to cause for it to go away too, because you know anything that's built upon that, it can't sustain, because that's false evidence appearing real. And if it's smoke and mirrors that it was founded on, then that is not going to be able to stay. Okay, so this is what it is. So this fear is bringing an ending to this, because again, they got into it because of fear. Like they say, their dreams they thought was their ticket out, because they feared where they were. They thought that where they were going to be there. Some of them believe that where they are, they're like the imposters. They're not really who they're supposed to be. They're fearing somebody's going to find them out. And so sports is like, you know what? Let's cut all this stuff out. Let's start from the beginning. Let's take him all the way and reset his settings. Reset it back to factory settings. And get him back, and then propel him to go forward. Because this person, again, like they say in Welcome Back, Kotter, he thought the dreams was his ticket out. Let me see if I still got the lyrics on here too as well. I could be able to see that real quick. Yeah, here it is right here. Get off here. Thank you. Because I'm going to play it at the beginning. Yeah, so your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. You had made fun of it, like, I'm out of here, I'm better than this. Again, that's fear. Again, to me, again, laughing, because that's ego edging God out. Actions, well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. So the dreams that he had there, again, have turned around. The names, the players, the change, they might have changed there. But I tell you about Junior, and he's talking about your name ain't no Junior. You know, he's talking about, I mean, my name is Malcolm Little the Third, and they saying, hey, you ain't no Malcolm Little the Third, you Junior. It's still the same. Ain't nothing at the surface, at the core of you. You're still who you are. And say, yeah, we tease him a lot because we got him on the spot. Welcome back, because don't nobody know you like the people in your neighborhood. You're like back in your childhood, they know you as well. Welcome back, and I smile when I think how you must have been. I know what a scene you were learning in. So they were learning. They knew that his friends knew he was off and he was learning. But at the same time, he's got to come back. And all this stuff is research. Just as an explorer, it's helping him to be able to be a better person, being out there in the world. So it's like the world say, you done learned enough. Now it's time to come back and for you to reset yourself too as well. Yeah, I know what a scene you were learning. Because to me, he was causing a scene. He calls, when a person calls a scene being you being over exaggerated, you blowing things out of proportion, what you think it is. Like you say, you all that in a bag of chips, what I'm feeling with them. And then they're like, you know what, you know, you causing the scene. Some things he might have caused the scene also where he is. That's like I said, the divorce or getting off of the job. As well, some things is blown up, and that would cause a scene. Some drama has acted as a catalyst too to cause him to come back. Yeah, we got him on the spot. And yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, so that is it. I will play that at the beginning, and I also will put it in the in the community tab, so you can play it all the way through. Okay, this was interesting, but Spirit brought to me, they's like that. So I guess with me, with my DM thing, maybe they tell me welcome back, because they're like, yeah, we gonna come back and get you, because you gotta talk about us. Okie dokie. I am your willful servant, so if you want to bring those things to me and say, okay, I will do that. So there's no problem with me going back and to do an oldie but goodie. All right then. All right then. Oh, tomorrow, final meeting. Okay. All right then. Cut me off. I was finished anyway. So all right then. 40 minutes. I like my timer there. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste. Namago. Love you. All right then. And don't forget to get your GPS reading at $17.17. So you can just find out, it's just real light. It's an overview as to where you are on this journey, what things is your soul's journey that you need, what's going on with you in the connection with your person, where you all at on the journey. Real easy peasy, nothing very in depth. It's just an overall journey, a thing for you to know what your things and what you need to plan to do next. All right then, it's always stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Love you. Until next time.